Hello everybody and welcome to Before We Leave preview, a new game coming out on May 8th in which we, kind of like take the role of God once again on a planet like here map, as you can see. So we have a huge planet. Most of it is not explored yet, so we have to explore kind of like, and we are starting here on this island here. So this is one of many planets that you can colonize, find new things and stuff like that. So here we have our bunker in the middle, which is kind of like our town center, and in this bunker our peeps are coming out, so our settlers are coming out of them. They even have a name, Lydia and Nathalie and Caleb, and likes to spend time alone, and he's unemployed and stuff like that. And well, what do we need to do? We need to build up a settlement, we need to colonize more planets, we need to find, or we need to build ships, that is, and then explore new islands and planets and stuff like that. So let's start with the basics. First of all, as we can see here, our bunker, what do we need first? Up here we can see our wood, we can now see our tools, and we can see our stone supply. So wood is something that's very important, and also, well, buildings, houses, huts in that case here, where new peeps can come out. Now this game always looks different. It has procedurally generated maps, as you can see here, so it's always looking a bit different. In this case here we do have quite a nice one, I guess. We do have some mountains up here, so this is mountains, and then we have ruins where we can get stone out of it. We do have some tech here and tech here. This is where we get artifacts for researching and stuff like that. So first of all, let's get our settlers, let's get the first hubs that we have. So this and this one here, we do need to build a street as well. There we have a street, so we can build those buildings only close to streets and stuff like that. So we need those streets here where we can then build something else around. And I'm just going to place this street here up to this point here where we have the mountain. In that case, and there we can see the first huts already appearing. They look quite nice, sharp textures, nicely animated, and here people can now live. So this is how we start our population now. People are coming out of the bunker, but only if they have huts, and once they have the huts, well, we can use them as a workforce. But of course, when we have peeps living in there, well, they do consume food and stuff like that, so we also need to get our food production up and running. So let's get over here. There we have, as we can see, a bit more space. Let's have another street going down here then for later, and we can cross over here. And in that regard here, we do have a bit more space here. We also have, beside these trees here, we have tiles here with some stone on it as well. So we can kind of like destroy them like that. And then my peeps are going to, well, get rid of that, erase the tile here, and we do get some stone out of this one here. That's very useful. Now, in that case here, we do need, let's see, a woodcutter. So the woodcutter is going then to cut, well, wood. In that case here, I'm going to wait for this one here. Very good. There we have it, because we do have some forest tiles here close by. So that's useful. There we can continue with the street then. And down here, well, we're going to have potato field and the well. The well is costing me a bit stone there, so we need to be careful about that. Those potato farms here, though, they are fine. So they are for the food production, so we can have 2 there. And they also need their street connections, so we can have up to 3 more fields here then. And as we can see now, the peeps are building those tiles here. So the potato field number 1, potato field 2, and now the woodcutter. Now the woodcutter, as we can see, well, is a bit more complex here now. So it's a production building. It does need a worker. In this case here, 2 workers that are working on that. So out of the 8 people that we have now, those peeps there, 2 are now permanently working in the woodcutter, and 2 are then permanently working in the potato field. So that's important to notice, or to note then, that you don't that you always build more huts when you have those production buildings, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to have another house here, and we're going to have a street over here where we can then have more buildings, more peeps coming up. Now, having enough food production is important, but something else is missing, and that is the water supply. So the well here that we have, that's for the water supply. We should have that in a central location where all my peeps can get it at any time. So I think this one here is a nice spot. Let's build it. Plus the well does consume some stone here. So we have 4 stone because we got 2 from erasing such a forest like that one here. And in that case here, we will have then 2 more stone left. That's very important because we cannot get stone anywhere else other than those tiles for now. once later, when we research that, we can unlock more buildings, and we can unlock the lift, the elevator here. That brings us up here to those ruins where we have lots of stone waiting. But until then, we have to be very careful with our stone production, or stone consumption, that is. Plus, we don't have infinite amount of these forest tiles here, so that's something else. And what we can see right now, which is amazing, is the weather system in this game, or kind of like the sun system. Of course, we're on a planet. The planet is rotating, and the sun is going down right now, as we can see. And the further we go back away from the sun, you know, the more evening it becomes. And we can also fly towards the sun, kind of, and then it always stays, yeah, bright daylight, as we can see. I really like that feature. So here we can see now night is coming on, and the day is vanishing there to the other side of the planet. That's pretty cool, and that's going to play a major role then once we have several islands, then the day and night cycle. But we'll see about that later. Alright, I'm just going to build now 2 more huts here, because we do need a few more people there, for a bit of workforce there. What we need now, because we are pretty much capped down all the houses that we built so far, well, is 2 things, and that's researching. With researching, we can unlock new tech, new buildings, new bonuses that we need. So in that case here, we got everything now. Nice sunshine there. And in that case here, we do need now the Explorer Hut. The Explorer Hut is then going to research those ancient technologies. So this one here, this is a generator actually, we can repair this. And this one here is a transmogrifier. With this one here, we can then turn wood into tools. So that's the only way how we get tools right now. And tools is very important for production and efficiency and stuff like that. So here we have some ancient tech lying around, and we should use that. We should have our Explorer Hut, our first Explorer Hut here in that area there. And this is where we can then start researching stuff. Now, this one here is just collecting the text, you know, it's just collecting that. And we do need another building, and that is the library. And the library, well, researches new inventions from knowledge of the ancients. And here we can then research new texts. But as you can see, we do need 3 stones of that. We only have 2 stones of that right now. So we do need to get rid of another forest tile. Let's have a look. Up here we do have something. I don't want to get rid of all the forest tiles because, well, they do also look quite nice. In that case here, we can, well, just get rid of this one here, since we do need that space here later for more fields and stuff like that. So let's get rid of it. So one of my peeps is going over there, and he's then getting me, hopefully, some stone with that. We do have 15 out of 18 people right now. And as you can see, they're just following their circle now of what they have to do. Some of them are working on the fields now permanently, some in the woodcutter. And since we do have 18, let's just have another potato field up and running here than what we need. Now, something important for every civilization game or settlers game, building game, is statistics. Up here we can see our statistics, so we can see what we produce right now, what we have. And here we can see that food is going down at the moment, especially our potatoes. That means we don't have enough potato fields, and we should probably, well, add 1 or 2 more. So let's do that. Let's have another one here and another one here then at the edge of this map here. We could also upgrade these buildings then here, and that would be more efficient then. Over here, very good, we have now our Explorer's Hut. So explorers are less affected by movement penalties, and as we can see here now, they are producing now ancient tech out of these buildings here. Now, since we also erased the tile, the forest tile over there, we do have some stone now available, and we should use that, the 3 stone that we have, for a library. And keep in mind, this is more or less just a tutorial mission here that we have available here for the full game that offers a bit more, which is coming out. So right now we really only have a rather basic and simple game that we have. And here what I want to have is the library now. Let's build it over there. Now the peeps could be better animated though, as I can see. They're still looking fine. So Dave here is delivering some resources now for the library. Here we should probably have another street then going over to the transmogrifier, where we can then turn wood into tools. And over here I'm going to have another street because we can have the harbor here then later. That's important. And here, well, let's have a few more, another street there. Streets don't cost anything, you know, I can just place them. They cost probably the most valuable resource that we have, and that's space. So without that, we cannot have anything else. Now the Explorer Hut is capped right now. We do have the resources nearby, but it cannot deliver those resources to any place. So that'll change once we have the library up and running. There's the library now, 2 workers for that. We are capped now on the population. So once again, we do need Let's have 3 more huts. They only cost me some wood there, so they're not really expensive. And we do have enough of that. Now we do have finally the library available, and that opens up the research. So let's have a look at our research tab. There we have it. So it starts out basic with repair and the elevator. And as you can see, we do have quite a lot of researches here, research trees and stuff like that. Many things to unlock. But first of all, we want to go for mining so we can get stone, and that we need the elevator for. So let's start researching the elevator. And my people are now researching that with the tech that we got here. And as you can see now, the explorer's hut is working again, since it can now deliver the resources over here to the library. And there we have it now, research the elevator and the stone mine. And something else that I started is over here, the transmogrifier. We are turning some wood into some tools. So we don't have any wood right now as we're turning that over there. So it's only missing a few more wood. In that case here, we can wait for that. And just watch as the sun is going up. Right, and since we do need to do that more often, it's probably a good idea to get a bit more wood coming here. We have started it now. There's the process. So in that case here, once this is full, we do get more tools coming in. Now we are piling up some wood again, but not fast enough. So let's just have another wood forester. Should we have that wood cutter? We can have that over here. There's some wood, very good. And here we do have a nice spot where we can have an elevator. So let's go with the elevator. That's a quarry. There's the elevator. Costs me some wood and some tools. Lucky no stone. So that we have that, and we can build this one now over here. And as we can see now, with more buildings, we can also then start exploring new areas of this island here. So we can go all the way around here. Something like that. And we have a new research available. So we have 33 research points at the moment. So metalwork or gardening. With metalwork, we could then go for tools, and gardening that improves my fields, my field production, and also gives me new vegetables and fruit. So let's research that, because food is quite important right now. It's looking fine. Those potato fields there. 30 peeps is probably not enough anymore soon. So we should build a few more huts. 2 more huts over there. We do have the wood. We have another woodcutter that is ready now. And we have the elevator here that is being built now. Very good. So now we can start building roads up here. And over here we have the mountains, which is nothing else than ruins, basically. And then we have stone. Now this is highland. There's no pollution up here. And let's build us the quarry. There we have it. Mines stone out of mountains. There it is. So now peeps will be delivering the tools over there that we need. So wood and tools for that. And the quarry. Oh, and there is, it seems like there's some pollution. Oh, this building here pollutes the area around it. So we should probably not build anything close by it. In that case here we can see the polluted area around that building here. Right, it doesn't appear anywhere else though, as far as I can see. Very good, the gardening is coming up. There we have that. So gardening is now ready, and as the next research we might just go for the metalwork. So then we can have iron and tools with that. Now iron is something that we might get up here. There we have it, for example, iron ore in rusting hulk. So as we can see, ancient technology, ancient civilizations that have been here. In that case here, it's looking fine though. There we have now stone, very good. And as we can see, tools is running out again. So let's have the transmogrifier here for a bit more tool, just consuming us a bit of wood there. Now that's fine so far. We should now have some new fields here. There are vegetable fields. But with an increased population, we do need 2 more things. That is another well for more water. So we can have that somewhere over here probably, where my peeps are, closer to the city. And we do need a bit more food, since food is going down. So let's see, we do have the tea field, grows tea, which makes peeps happier. And the happier my peeps are, well, the more productive they are. So let's have 3 tea fields here. We also have up here our information statistics about our population. So as we can see, we have 20 idle workers right now. So they can then work in those fields there, for example. Let's also have 2 more potato fields up for that. They don't really cost that much anyway. We have now the metalwork as well. Very good. Now we could have the bridge or the school. In that case here, repair is important. We go for repair, because with repair we can then start repairing the ruined generator here, and we'll need that one here for a ship and a shipyard. And there we have metalwork and toolsmith now unlocked. So we do need another street going all the way up here to, well, our little rusting hulk up here. And there we can build it now. So let's have a look. There we have it. The iron smelter turns iron ore into iron, and the toolsmith then. So I think in this case here we do need the iron smelter now. Which we need to place here, and as we can see, it has a huge range of pollution around it now, so we definitely shouldn't do anything around it. Perhaps having another iron smelter than here or something like that. This one's being built now. Tools is low again, so let's have another transmogrifier here. We don't need to do that too often anymore, because soon we're going to have a toolsmith, and there is our toolsmith. And that case here also has pollution, so probably not good to have it close to our peeps there, so let's just have it up here then. Right, close to that. Doesn't include the stone quarry there, nothing else, so let's have it here. It's a fine location for that. Research completed as well, once again. The repair, so we can go for something else, and I guess in this case here, the school. Allows construction of schools, island with empty accommodation. Schools will create children who grow into peeps. So we don't need to get the peeps out of this one here anymore, because I don't think this is endless. And we do need the school then to produce peeps of our own. And the sun is going up again. Beautiful. On our little planet so far. So we are on one of the islands of this planet here. And with the repair tech research now, we can now repair the ruined generator here. It doesn't cost us really that much. Some wood, some tools. We do have that now. So let's repair the generator here and see what happens. The school is also being researched now. So we should be seeing that then somewhere. And just a little bit later we have the generator now working, and the generator burns wood and turns it into, well, electricity. So in this case here we do have electricity now, which is kind of like batteries, I think, as far as I can see. So that battery is then being transported from my peeps, from the wood generator all the way up here where we have the iron mines. There we have the iron mine here, and there we have the iron smelter, which takes the iron mine. But as we can see, it does need those batteries. So here we do have some battery power available now, and my peeps will deliver more of that than here, like now. And then we can produce those iron bars. And over here we have the toolsmith, and this one is now creating tools out of power, wood, and the iron bars. So quite a complex production here, the toolsmith. And in that case here, I built them up here in the mountains because they all have pollution. So in that case here, I want to have my polluted buildings or my pollution emitting buildings up here, and then we don't need to pollute my peeps here. They have, well, clean air, that is. Since we have researched it now, we can now go for the school building. We do have some other things here still. The vegetable field, the tea farm. We should also have another tea field, because we can never have enough tea. It raises the happiness of my people. And here we have the school, so raises new peeps to increase your population once the initial few from the shelter have all found homes. In that case here, it's a bigger building as we can see now, so 2 tile. In that case here, we need to be a bit more careful where we place it, but I think, yeah, somewhere over here, probably not beside the generator, but beside the library is a good location here for the school. So there we build it now. Having that for my peeps is important. There's some music being played here, as we can also hear. That's a pretty nice detail. And yeah, we do have another school, and thus we have now built all the basic buildings of our settlement. But this is where the game only begins to start now. First thing what we need to do to expand to new islands and thus well, make the trade network available is having the shipyard. So here we have a ruined ship, and we have to, well, repair it, and we have to provision it with water and food. We do need lots of wood for that, tools and stone. We have everything available, not in these quantities, but in the quantity over time. So we produce that over time, of course. So let's start the reparation of well, a ruined ship here, that is. So 4 workers are needed for that. I think we do have that amount. Let's have a look. We still have 8 idle workers then left. That's good. So those guys here, they're well transporting goods around. And those 4 workers are now doing, well, the repairing of the ship here. So we do have wood. We do need a bit more energy and the tools. There we have the generator. In that case here, lots of energy being produced anyway. School is now up and running here too. No need for new people right now though, I just built it. In that case here, we have now children then soon. And as we can see, the first batch of resources in, so the ship is being repaired right now. I think only for the first stage though. And just a little bit later, we actually have almost all of the resources. Some tools are missing still in that case here. And then we can finally finish the ship here. So there are some tools coming in. It's very close now. While we wait for that, what we also need is a warehouse, since we are capped on our resources rather quickly. So let's just have a look. Over here we have the warehouse, stores the resources. And we do need that, of course. It's big, a bit bigger there. And I think it's a good location to have it up here where we have all the fields available, right? So in that case here, let's just find a suitable location for that. I think, yeah, since we do have quite a these things here, we do need to get rid of those tiles there to build it here. And there we have the ship, which is now available. The Flying Dutchman that is. And we can now, as you can see, travel around and finally start exploring new parts of this map here, and then we can colonize it. So we do have the resources on board, we do have the provisions on board, we do have some peeps on board. So in that case, we need to find a suitable new location for that. Down here we have, well, the Arctic, as it seems, some ice, and there we have Discovery, and it is always a bit different what we discover, you know, from the sides here. And this time here, the air shimmers from the heat. Your ship has discovered a new island, but there's no lush grass to be found here. It's desert as far as the eye can see. You've heard that ancient humans once buried treasure in places like this, but you doubt any remains. You can grow nearly anything here, but only on the fertile green tiles. Peeps that travel too far from the village will get fatigued. It's hot out there. They'll need appropriate clothing to prevent that. So as you can see, we have different biomes now. Not like the basic one anymore, where basically everything is possible. But the new ones, they have some certain advantages and disadvantages. In this case here, it's a bit harsher to live on that. But we have ancient technology on this island here. So let's just have a look around here. There we have the mountainside. There we have some deserts. So it's a really small island. As we can see, there's a ruin up here, and that's basically it. So it's not a good island. Let's continue. And there we have something else coming up. A desert island. Oh, this is looking bigger. Discovered a new kind of ancient technology. It was once used to connect the entire planet. Gather it with your explorers to unlock new secrets of the ancients. Alright, so in this case, it's this one here. It's a red ancient technology, so it's not green anymore. Something different. We do have some green grass here too, some desert. Oh, it's a bigger one, much bigger one, as we can see. And I really like how the planet now comes to life, as we can see. Oh, this is a huge one. So I think there is the end of it. Yep, and then we can go down here. Oh yes, this is much bigger than the one that I am on right now. I think more ancient technology, very good. We should be close to that. We should settle closer to that. I think there is some good spot here. So let's have a look where my other island is, over here. Because of course we're going to have a trade route then from island 1 to island 2. In that case here, that's fine. Let's have our settlement here, I think, somewhere, right? Because we do have ancient tech close by. We do have some lush green grass. Let's colonize. And there we have it. And there we've now unlocked this second island. You've discovered oil left behind by the ancients, and you can harvest it for new resources as well. New tech and new resources here as well. So here we have the oil, source of oil, stuff like that. Pretty interesting so far. Let's see. Island 2. So we can, I think we can even name those then. But right now, what we need to do here, well, we need to start from scratch again. We do have the port now, port 1. In this case here, we could give it a name like Catan. Right, on our second port now, there we can place the roads then. And then, as we can see, we have now 5 peeps on this island here, some resources here, and this is island 2. And then we can see here now more statistics, better statistics of what's happening on this island there. So first of all, as usual, again, we do need to do some stuff. Let's get rid of that tile here and that tile here. There we can then have some people living. I think this one here, there we have some wood tile, very good. So we can have the woodcutter close by or here. since I don't need the woodcutter there. So let's have some homes as well. In the desert, and over there. Oh, do we have enough stone for a well? I think we have. Yes. Let's have a well as well. Should be on the fertile land, I think. There we have that. And on the fertile land as well. So on this side here, we should probably get some fields up and running. And there we have the... Let's see. Let's have another street going over here and over here. There we have something that we can get rid of again. Right, so of those things here, and then we can have the woodcutter just around it, like here or here. I think this is a better location for it. Do we have trees close by? I think we have. Yes, that's fine. If I build it here, so we have those trees there, that's fine. And here we can have the fields. So there we have the potato field. So as we can see, we cannot grow it on the desert tile, but we need those tiles here where we can grow it then. Right, so that's this edge then of the island, and then we can go down here. There we have this ancient technology, so we do need an explorer hut that we can have here. And with that we can then get rid of these tiles here, unlocking more land, and well, getting this new tech then on the way that we need then for, especially for more complex resource change then. And a little bit later, we do have now a few more huts available here. Our explorer hut is also being finished, and we can now start with the new tech, so that we already have 2 of them. And with that, what we need now is the library before we can continue. So we do have the materials for that available. So let's find us a suitable location. Up here looks fine to me. Or actually, let's have it here. Why? Because here we can have an elevator later then to get up here, and that's what we want. And with this one here, we do have then another independent island. So here we have our food production. Of course, with the desert, well, it's a bit problematic here, but nevertheless, it's working. And in that case here, we have 14 people available here now. So 5 we have right now. They need to grow, of course. And here the library, and then we can start researching with some new text. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of this game here. Looks certainly interesting, coming out on May the 8th. And if you want more of it, well, then we might just continue from here or just start from scratch again once the full game releases. Hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.